Okay, Ryan, we have one for you. How do you determine the effectiveness of keywords organic versus pay-per-click?
How do you determine the effectiveness of keywords organic versus pay-per-click?
Yes.
Well, it depends on the actual search phrase. If you're searching for your company name, basic good optimization should show your company first. If your company, if there's somebody types in your URL. But the thing is with organic results, organic is kind of hit or miss unless you have a good team that's on it on a daily basis, and it takes usually 3 to 6 months to garner those organic results. Now you can really only optimize to 10 to 15 good organic keywords, whereas in pay-per-click we can pick thousands of keywords and pretty much not guarantee, but we can almost 99% guarantee where we're going to place them on what page. And so you can be a lot more effective with your keyword targeting when it comes to pay-per-click.
Okay, and also, Ryan, to follow that question, how do you determine the cost of potential pay-per-click key phrases? And can you give a demonstration of that?
Let me see. Do I have the ability to open up a browser?
Yes.
Okay. The way that no keyword costs the same, okay? And I believe everybody can see this right here. Christina, can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. What I'm going to do is a search for sporting goods stores in Delray Beach. Now, Cabela's.com may be bidding, who knows, this is probably a pretty popular industry, so the words could probably be anywhere from $6 to $7 a click. We have a keyword tool. There's a free keyword tool out there where we can figure out ballpark what the keywords cost. The most expensive, the way you have to think about it is the more popular the industry, such as real estate, mortgages, insurance, and law practices, the more expensive the keywords are, because it is a bidding system. There's so much competition out there that the keywords can get kind of really expensive. The more niche and more targeted you are, the cheaper the keyword is. Now, with that said, if you look to the right here, Target may have a better quality score than Cabela's, because if you look at the ad, they have sporting goods in their title. That goes a long way with Google when building a quality score. So Target could effectively be paying $4 a click, whereas Cabela's could be paying $6 or they could be paying pretty much the same amount per click, okay? And not having to incur as much of a cost per click charge, Target, because they have a higher quality score. Or they could even be paying less on a cost per click. And that's what goes into, there's 4 main factors. There's what you're willing to bid, what your ad copy has right here. So for instance, sporting goods outlet has the keyword that you search for in your search box, sporting goods. And then on the landing page, I'm assuming they would have something relating to sporting goods, which would give a very high quality score.
Ryan, could you show that free keyword tool?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, actually that page did have sporting goods on it. So in Google, you can type in Google keyword or Google AdWords keyword tool, and it's the first link that comes up. So, for instance, I'll do that exact search term that I just did right there. We'll do sporting goods stores in obviously Florida, or South Florida. You can choose synonyms if you want to, and let's fill this in. I'm going to show all the columns. And what this is showing right now is for these keywords on the left, okay? For your estimated position of 1 to 3, this is what you can expect to pay. Now, sporting goods stores in South Florida would be a great search phrase for this particular industry or for any of these companies, because there's not much competition, as you can see right here, as opposed to this where there's a lot of competition. And what it'll do is it'll tell you the approximate search volume in the month of August and the approximate average search volume, okay, per month. And when you export this, they'll tell you which is the most, which month you get the most searches coming from, especially if you're a seasonal type business. And this can be exported into a CSV or a text file. And again, it's a free tool for anyone to use.
Okay, that was a great example. Thank you. We have another question for you. Can you speak a bit more about the Google Quality Score algorithm changes and kind of explain more of the impact of those changes?
Okay. The historical data, let's say you were an AdWords advertiser or you were advertising for your company for the past 3 years for sporting goods, and you were paying $6 a click for certain words, and you have this whole bundle of historical data that's in your AdWords system that has garnered you a high click-through rate, which is clicks divided by impressions, impressions being every time somebody searches, not necessarily being clicked on, so it's clicks divided by impressions. So you have a high click-through rate, maybe a high conversion rate. Find that with what you're willing to bid. That is what used to be the determining factors in what Google does as their quality score. Yes, they took into account your ad copy, and yes, they took into account your landing page. But now what they did is, instead of incorporating all of historical data, because it kind of limited some of the new companies out there from being able to compete with the big boys, is what they did is now the quality scores on a real-time basis. So the historical data doesn't really matter anymore. You can start today and start a sporting goods store and compete with a company like Target or Cabela's based on, they have a really good landing page which has exactly everything that you put in your ad copy, which is your title line and your description line and the contextual ads, and that ad copy may correlate perfectly with the exact search phrase, which will garner you maybe a possible 9 or a 10 quality score.